Okay, so melted bricks in pottery, firing pottery, we use something called a pyrometric cone. These all melt at different temperatures. Here is the chart for what temperature they melt at. Notice the 07 melts at 1789, but there's also a cone 7, not without a 0 in it, and it melts at 2262 degrees. So yeah, there's a difference between cone 7 and cone 07. And that's pretty important to know, because that, if you accidentally fire something that's cone 06 at cone just cone 6, you're gonna have that all melt. You're gonna ruin your kiln. You're gonna have melted pottery and glazed melted glass silicate all over the inside of it. I have to fire at 1800 degrees. This is what it looks like after I've fired it. This is what it looked like before I fired it. And you can notice how you don't see any of the colors on the pottery as well until the silicate is melted over it, and it lets you see the colors underneath. See like that Mickey Mouse box over there, it would just look white like these. But so you fire these things, cone 7, cone 6, cone 5, at 1828, and you get this. Cone 6, cone 7, cone 5. And I think these right here are industrial brick making, or for industrial brick making, I'm not sure. Notice the rails here, and there's rails in the ground over here. I lost the picture of it, but it's somewhere on my phone. But you can see that these tracks are they're obviously not the same width as, like a train would go on. But you find a lot of these tracks either bricked over or, concreted over or asphalted over, and they usually lead to, like harbors or bays or, like loading dock areas, where ships would dock, and there's warehouses around there, warehouse districts on the ocean. And you can find these things embedded in the ground, not to mention that they're inside of all the star forts or star cities. The subterranean trains. For example, let's see here. Right, here we go. All right, so this right here is from this new show, Pentagonate, but they're clearly in a star city or underneath a star city, star fort, right? And you can even see like so. All right, so this right here are the cars that would have these would have been the passenger cars that went on these smaller tracks. And you can find a lot of these as like roller coasters, or like down in Fort Worth we've got a little rail system. Fort Worth, there's a little rail system with a little baby locomotive thing that pulls it around the park. this show's this TV show actually, or Netflix series, is actually pretty cool when you know about star forts and all that stuff, because they totally are all up in some star cities, the subterraneous parts of it. But yeah, so and then Paul Cook does a video on these things. These are from Paul Cook's video. These are the passenger cars we just looked at from the Pentagonate. There's a little. I mean, you could put anything in these things, though. Whether it be you're mining out or emptying out a tunnel, or moving bricks down into the tunnel so that you can make the tunnel deeper or longer or connect to the next star city. But yeah, I mean, these don't have anything to do with the melted bricks, really, except for the fact that they're both on that. You find these smaller tracked trains that are all made out of. It's all red brick star fort stuff. So yeah. Pyrometric cones melt. Pyrometric cones. It's the before, and this is the after. These pieces aren't painted by me. These are painted by customers. But so these cones are used to know that you're firing your kiln at the right temperature, so you don't end up with melted pottery and melted silicate all over the inside of your kiln, ruining the kiln furniture, along with the fire brick that's inside of it that would be covered in a puddle of silicate and melted pottery pieces. Because if your thermocouple thing is off, then and you end up with some melted pieces. You throw these cones in there to find out if you need to replace the thermocouple, and to know how far over it's firing, if it's firing, or if it doesn't fire at all, or if it doesn't get up to temperature, and all three cones would be, they would look like, the one on the far left. They would look like cone 5.